Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. So I hope you guys enjoyed Thanksgiving yesterday. There was a couple of good games that started off good games and then ended up being horrible for the loser. Two blowouts, but both looked like they would be pretty close. I think Houston started pulling away maybe in the third quarter. Washington pulled away in the fourth. And at the end of those days, it looked like they got completely dominated the entire game. So with Washington, obviously, we're more concerned with that. Dallas's season is over. Let's get that out of the way. Dallas's season after that performance in the second half or in the fourth quarter against Washington is over. It was a tie game for a lot of the game. So the game was pretty close into the fourth quarter. Things going back and forth. Pretty close game. And then all of a sudden, Washington makes the first turning point type of play of the game, which was Alex Smith's backpedaling. He's under pressure. He's kind of fading away. And he throws it to his left across his body kind of to try to check it down. I think it was to a screen play or something like that. Jalen Smith drops back into coverage from actually a rushing, like outside linebacker position. Drops back into coverage, picks the ball off, and he's gotten injured. He tore up his knee, but he's at least got a 4.5 speed in that knee. And he's gone down the sideline, back the other way. Terry Mclaurin immediately breaks, runs him down from about 15 yards behind and tackles him at the 4-yard line. And I'm thinking at this point, if they can hold them out of the end zone, that might actually be more of a momentum builder for Washington than it is for Dallas, even getting a pick that goes for that long. And lo and behold, first play Zeke, -2. CeeDee Lamb on a reverse, try to like Philly special, -5 or 7 yards. And then CeeDee Lamb drops a touchdown. He's got two people around him, but he drops a touchdown, hits him right in his hands, right in front of his face, and he drops it. So Dallas has to settle for a field goal. I think nothing much happens with Washington. They end up punting it back to Dallas. So this is where it really starts. Dallas is on their own like 25, and they run Cedric Wilson all the way across the field, 15 yards deep, to try to throw something to the punter or to, I think, a safety or something deep down the field. And he doesn't even look at either one of his reads, and they end up losing 1 yard on that 4th and 10. Give the ball to Washington and their own on a Dallas 24. Antonio Gibson, first play, runs it right in. So that swing of losing out on the touchdown and then missing that punt and giving up that second touchdown, that's kind of a 14-point swing. If you take away they got a field goal, fine, that's an 11-point swing. And then Andy Dalton comes back out again. Next play after that Antonio Gibson touchdown and tries to check it down. And Montez Sweat tips it up in the air, catches the interception, and he's gone back the other way. Another 7 points. And then a couple of drives later, Antonio Gibson runs it in again from, I think, about like 30 or 40 out. So those couple of plays happened probably in a span of maybe 15 minutes. I think Dallas' season is over. I've disqualified them. I already disqualified Philly. Carson Wentz is playing horribly. And if Philly loses to the Seahawks this week, which they should, and if the Giants beat the Bengals, which they should, then the Giants will be in first place, completely in the driver's seat because we hold the tiebreakers over Washington. And I think the Giants and Washington are the two best teams. I think the Giants probably are first best team. Washington is the second best, and it's all because of what we do on the line of scrimmage. The Eagles were injured most of the year on the line of scrimmage. They've got a great defensive line, but it hasn't been enough to win them games. We were able to run the ball very easily against the Eagles. And same thing with Dallas. They haven't got much on that defensive line besides the edge rushers. And on the offensive line, they've been injured all year. Washington and New York Giants have been able to establish the line of scrimmage on both sides, and that's why they've been able to win a couple of games, even against some bad teams. And that being said, Washington, I would say, probably has a tough schedule. The Giants have a tough schedule. So I think it's a race to 6 wins. Whoever gets to 6 wins should win this. I think that the Giants have the potential out of all these teams to really beat actual good teams the way they've been playing, like the last month and no game of this season. The way they've been playing, I think they have the potential to get to 7 or 8, which, you know, would be amazing, going 5-1 or 4-2 with this schedule. You got some tough teams coming up, but if they don't do that, then they still have a great shot at winning this division at 6-10. So you guys let me know what you thought of the game yesterday. Does this change your division predictions? Because I was so sure after Dallas beat the Vikings that they were able to go ahead and win this division. They still have got some easy games, so I wouldn't completely count them out, but at the same time, I have to. Like, look at what they just did yesterday to Washington. It was a bad loss, so they still have a shot, but I wouldn't bank on it. This is a 2-team race at this point, and I think the Giants are the better of these 2 teams with 2 tough schedules. Only thing is Washington does have the Eagles, but we have the Bengals coming up. So if you made it this deep into the video, definitely hit that subscribe button. I make Giants content, NFL content, so all NFL fans are welcome here. And until next time, it's Diggy546, and I'm out.